Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and thank you for joining me with another video. We're outside the compound, which is a property I bought a couple years ago with 3 houses and this beautiful commercial property behind us. So this is one we had a ton of problems with the city on, and we ended up having to get rid of a tenant because of the city, and we talked about that in a previous video. But we've got a new use for this property now, and we'll show you what we're doing with it. The stuff we've moved over here from our other shop, we'll talk about that too, and some different ideas about, since we're using this for personal use now, do we structure a lease with it? How do we do that? For different reasons, and especially if we ever want to refinance this property, that's some really important stuff to know we'll talk about. All right, of course we love the likes, comments, shares. Welcome new subscribers, so keep those coming. And check out investformore.com for much more information on flipping, being an agent, rental properties, all of that great stuff as well. And let's check out the property. So obviously there's snow out here and it's very bright, but it's really not that cold. And a lot of people think Colorado is always cold and always snowy. And usually we can golf every month of the year. So there will be snow, there will be some cold spouts, but there's also some warm days, and today is not that bad out. So here is the shop. And yeah, if you guys have followed me before, seen my other videos, this is the one that was rented to an auto repair shop when I bought it a couple of years ago. They had been renting it the entire time. They were happy, we were happy, the city was not happy. So this whole property is zoned commercial. Even the 3 houses on it are zoned commercial, but it's like a weird high-end redevelopment commercial zone, and the city did not want an auto repair shop here. So when we first bought it, we talked to them about it, had some ideas, and the auto repair shop applied for business license. They actually got it. Then it was told, oh, that's a mistake. The city shouldn't have, given them that business license. Had some other issues. We tried to work with them to get a variance issued, and it was just going to be a massive pain and like $20,000 to do that. So unfortunately, we parted ways with the auto repair shop, and this is our new plan. So what is all of this? These are our supplies from our other little shop we have for my flipping business. So, we flip from 15 to 25 houses a year, plus we have lots of rental properties we're always repairing. And so I bought a little 900 square foot shop, 4 or 5 years ago, actually from a friend, someone I knew. And we've been using it ever since, just to store supplies and bulk materials and different things we get, mostly from Home Depot. And we'll talk about that here soon too. With that shop, we decided to stop using it. It's getting pretty full and move everything to here so that we can use this as storage. That's perfectly legal. The city can't get mad at us for that. And then we're going to rent out the other shop and hopefully bring more cash flow in with that. So one of my goals, and maybe I'll do a full video on this here soon, for 2022 is to create $40,000, $45,000 more a month in passive income through a mixture of refinances, leasing properties, doing different stuff. And that would be one of the ways we do that, by leasing that other property. And then for this property, I would have my flipping company lease it back from the company that owns this property. So in the other property, I didn't do that. I just kind of had the property, didn't have a lease in place, just used it through my flipping company. But that can hurt you for a number of reasons, because when I'm refinancing properties, I'm trying to show my debt to income ratios, right? It shows it as a vacant property with expenses, but no income coming in, which is not a good thing. And the flipping business makes money. It has income. So really it makes sense, especially since my flipping company was using that for flipping purposes, for the flipping company to lease this space from the real estate company that owns it. So now that we've moved over here, we'll get a lease in place. We'll lease out the spot. My flipping company will pay my real estate company. So I have actually more passive income coming in. It's a business expense for the flipping company. And please, this is just what I do. This is not tax advice. So please talk to an attorney or accountant for specific tax advice in legal entities, how to do all of that. But that way, it just shows, the property's leased, it's rented, and it has income coming in. Now, we want to make sure it's fair market rent. It's not a crazy high number. We're not trying to defraud anybody or anything like that. But we are leasing it from ourselves, kind of, just two different companies. I do the same thing with my real estate office, Blue Steel Real Estate, where I own the strip mall, a small part of that 68,000 square feet. We have a lease in place where I lease that space from the real estate company that owns it. So just a tip there on how to structure some of these things when you have your own commercial space. It doesn't hurt to have the leases separate from the ownership, especially if they're different companies that are using it. Now, on another note, we're buying a property this week that has 3 apartments, a liquor store, and a mini mart, and we're buying those businesses as well. And we're buying them all together because they were never separated. That's one of the first things we're going to do when we buy that is we'll have one company buying the real estate, and we'll set up another company that's running the liquor store, mini mart, has its own name, its own tax ID, and that will have a lease set up for that company to rent the space so that they're 2 separate. And that way, hey, if we decide the liquor store, mini mart aren't fun, we don't want to run them, it's a pain, we can sell those businesses separately. It still has a lease in place. It makes things so much cleaner and better than just having it all jumbled together. Okay, so now back to the materials and stuff. You can see we have quite a few random things here, and we're trying to clean stuff up because there's way more random stuff in the other place. But we have extra windows that were ordered, a size too wrong, or for some reason we got an extra one. Honestly, we really prefer it if the contractors and handyman will return them and get a refund if possible, instead of just storing them, because you never know if you're going to use that size, or they could be broken easily, being moved back and forth. But sometimes you can't always do that. We have extra countertops that sometimes we need for small pieces. We have lots of extra flooring here where we order too much, or this is some of the commercial stuff where we have it in a few of our properties. So if we ever have to make repairs or redo some of it, we have the same stuff backed up extra where we can replace stuff and not replace the whole floor, which is kind of nice. Lots of cabinets, so extra random cabinets here. Again, kind of the same thing where we'd really prefer it if we could return them instead of storing them, but sometimes that doesn't always happen. Sometimes they're slightly broken, or something was slightly off on them. In Home Depot, we'll just be like, hey, just keep it. We don't want it back, or it's just easier for us to store it, or you never know. One of our vanities left, so we usually stock up on these from Home Depot. They'll have clearance sales and ask us. We have a Managed Pro account, which means we spend more than $100,000 a year there. I think we spent $255,000 last year at Home Depot. And so they give us kind of first dibs on a lot of their clearance items and sales. So we'll buy 20 vanities at once to get really good deals and store them here. And then, some random wood, shiplap, decking, siding, trim pieces that sometimes we can use. Lots of tile. Again, this is another one of those super special deals where Home Depot's like, hey, we've got this on clearance. We want to get rid of it. Do you guys want to buy it for super cheap? And we'll usually say yes. And so usually it's a good deal. Sometimes we're like, why did we buy this? We're never going to use it. But those are pretty nice tiles. I don't think the guys were happy about moving all of them, but those aren't too bad. Another one here, lots of doorknobs, door kits. Those were all on sale for clearance, so we just bought a whole shebang of them. Sinks, we just got these. So these were all on clearance. Some were demoed in the store, set up to use. Some weren't. They're clearing them out, and we got them for $20 or $30 a piece. Some of them even have faucets on them. So that was a super cool deal again. And just some other random stuff we've got over here. More sinks, toilet, hot water heater, lawnmowers, which I don't know where those came from. We don't ever use them or why we have them, but we do. And then that's it for now. I think they said they have 2 more loads to bring over here. And I'm not sure what else is over there. We have lots of light fixtures. We buy those in bulk, just pallets of light fixtures and some electrical stuff. So there'll be some more coming, but that's the gist of it right here. And so we also had, 4 pallets of sheetrock, 4x12 sheets we got for super cheap. And we put them in one of my other commercial properties that had more space because we ran out of the space in our little 900 square foot shop for those. So now we have a little bit more space or we can put stuff like that over here. And this area right here, I'd mentioned, has this heater, but it does not work. So there is no heat in here right now. The bathroom is heated, and we keep that door closed. And this little room right here is heated. I think it just has a baseboard electric heat. You can see right there. So we have lots and lots and lots of paint in here because you don't want it freezing. So any of the stuff, including those car seats, you know, need to stay warm in here. So we keep them in here. And those were left over from the auto repair shop. And then, yeah, a lot of this stuff we need to go through too and get rid of the stuff we don't need. I think they said they found a bright yellow paint for the outside of one of our houses that was actually really close to this area, like 2 blocks away, that we sold probably 3.5 years ago. I'm like, yeah, I don't think we need that paint. But, so that's the progress of this property. Our kind of new plan for holding it as a storage area. And yeah, you might notice there's a little bit of room over there for a car in case we need more space in here for a car. And then, boy, getting me tempted. I have 3 lifts in my garage right now for cars, and it's really annoying having 3 lifts next to each other, so I kind of want to move one out. And I can't use one of my lifts for the Lamborghini either because the Lamborghini is too wide and the doors go up, so I can't put it on top. And nothing can go on top of it because I can't get in it without it being on the top level and there's not room. So maybe I'll bring one of those lifts over here too. And that will give me some more room for some new toys. We'll see. All right, so that's the space. That's our plan. We can house lots of different materials here. We'll have it set up as the flipping company, leasing from the real estate company. And then I think it should be a good space for a while. We'll lease the other spot. Maybe we'll do a video on that spot too, showing what it looks like cleaned out. I think I did one a few years ago showing what it looked like packed with all our stuff. So that is it. All right, love the likes, the shares, the comments, all those. Keep those going. And we'll have many more videos coming up here on our flips, rentals, agent videos, advice videos, all that great stuff too. So if you have not subscribed yet, it's a great time to do so. And like I said, a lot more education and in-depth information on investformore.com. Free articles, free book on there, lots of books on Amazon. And I do have some coaching programs too on investformore.com under the store if you guys are interested in personal help from me. All right, we'll be back soon.